Yeah, welcome to yet another video. And today we are going to look at what is a business. Yeah, so simply we are going to have a clear explanation on a simple guide of how to help anyone get to understand what a business is and how to start up their own. The agenda we are going to follow today is we are going to understand what a business is. That is one. Two, we are going to look at what a business is versus what a side hustle is. And then we are going to look at the pillars of a real business. Okay. We're also going to look at common myths that are surrounding what starting a business is. And then lastly, we'll have an activity assessment kind of session where we're going to assess your business potential. Yeah. So I believe that by the end, you will have a clear understanding of what makes a business and how to even get to start up one by yourself. Yeah. So without any further ado, let's get started. To start off with, let's look at what a business is. So in the simplest form, if you ask me, define to me what a business is, I will just give you a one-line statement that a business is a problem plus a solution plus value exchange. Yeah. So three parameters that I've talked about here. That is problem, which is something someone struggles with or wants to get done with. And two, solution, that is what you get to offer. Yeah. So this could be a product, it could be a service, yeah, that gets to help that person overcome the problem they have, overcome the struggle they have, or overcome or achieve what it is that they want to get done. And then lastly, value exchange. Yeah. So this is some sort of payment for solving the problem. Yeah. And there are many ways this comes about. It could be in terms of money, it could be in terms of time, it could be in terms of referrals. Yeah. So be creative, whichever way you get to have that value exchange. That is it. Let me give you real world examples here. Yeah. So for one, we have a hairdresser. Yeah. So the problem that these guys get to solve is you come or a client comes in and they say, I need my hair styled. So that is the problem. And to them, the solution part would be, I can style your hair for a certain set of, amount. Yeah. No stress involved. Okay. And then the value that is incurred would be maybe $2,000. Yeah. So to a hairdresser or to a salon, their business will be in this form of strategy. It will be problem, which is I need my hairstyle, plus the solution, which is I can style your hair for a set of amount, no stress, plus the value exchange, which is $2,000. Yeah? So another example I can cite here is the Uber business. Yeah. So the problem is I need a ride. That would be the problem with Uber. So the solution would be I can get you a ride plus a driver for your own convenience. And for the exchange, you would say, would be $100. So that's it. If at all in that sort of entity you're trying to run, you don't get to have these sort of parameters broken down, then what you have there is not a business. What you have is a hustle. Yeah? And that brings me to the question, what is the difference between a hustle and a business? Yeah? A business is basically building a repeatable system where money flows with or without you directly involved. Yeah? Whether you're there, whether you're not there, as long as you have a system, which we are going to look at next in a few seconds or a few minutes from now, but as long as you have those in place, the business will keep running, whether you are around, whether you're not around. Yeah. So for instance, the Uber business. Most of you don't even know who invented the Uber business, yeah? But the business keeps running and money keeps flowing in, whether they're actively involved or not. And this is opposed to what a side hustle is, because with a side hustle, we get to see that it's you. Instead of having a system, a repeatable system, you become the repeatable system. And for this case, you're not even repeatable, yeah? But you deliver value and get paid once. Yeah. So this is not a repeatable cycle. Yeah. It is a one done thing. And that what differentiates a business and a side hustle. Yeah. So in the comment section, just let me know, what is it that you've been doing for ages and you've mistaken it to be either a business or a side hustle? I would love to know. For those of you who are even confused about what a business system really looks like, yeah. So here's an illustration. The business system usually has 4 pillars. Yeah, that is client in, deliver value, get paid, and improve on your services so that you get to scale. Yeah. So anything that is not this, then that is a a business system. Yeah? So we're going to explain this through looking at it in terms of the pillars of a real business. Yeah. So these are basically 4 pillars. Yeah. If you're running some sort of business and none of these 4 gets to check in, then what you have there is not a business. You have a side hustle. Let's break down what these 4 pillars are. 1, audience. So these are the people with a problem. Okay. And then the second pillar would be the offer. Yeah. So what you get to give to them in order to solve the problem that they get to have. Yeah. And then 3, you would have value delivery. Yeah. So how they get to receive the solution that you give to them. And then lastly is payment, how you get to earn from it. Yeah. So the 4 pillars of any progressive, successful, lasting business are: have an audience that has a problem, get to offer a solution to the problem, then have some sort of way that you put in place that these people get to have access to the solution that you get to have, and then lastly have some payment form of method in place. So all these 4 get to work hand in hand to create a sustainable business model. It's time we looked at the common myths on starting up a business. Okay, so there are many out there, but the ones I could come up with or think of on an instant are: 1, you need a lot of money to start a business. 2, you need to be a genius or a techie savvy. Yeah. 3, you need to quit your job to start a business. Tell you what, as much as these play a part in running a business, they are in no any way as important. Whether they are there, whether they are not there, they don't get to determine the success of a business. Yeah. So whoever gets to believe that you need to have a lot of money to start up a business, you're on the wrong side of things. Whoever gets to believe that you need to be a genius or a techie, you're wrong. Whoever thinks that for you to start a business, you need to quit your job, on the same note, you are also wrong, because let's all agree that the reality to all this is that all you need to do is just have the ability to solve a small problem for one person, and that's it. Yeah, you don't need to have a lot of money. You just need to have the ability to assess and understand the problems that people have in the marketplace. Yeah, that's it. Find that problem, find the solution to that problem, and then offer it right away. Yeah, so it won't require you to have a lot of knowledge, as long as you have some bit or a few steps ahead of the curve. You are good to go. Plus, you don't need to quit your job to do that. You can do this on the side. Yeah, you can work your 9 to 5, and then by the end of the night or by the end of the day, you focus on providing the value to the available problem that you sought out. Okay, and that's it. Yeah, so stop limiting your potential by believing into these common myths of starting a business and start taking action. As I promised, the mini activity. Yeah, so I call this the back of the napkin process that can help you get to discover your business potential. Yeah, so what you have to do is you need to get a piece of paper and a pen and write down the answers to the following questions. Yeah, based on your experience. Everything, I assure you, each one of you has their own experience. Yeah, and this will be so effective if you really applied it on your own experience. Yeah, so there are basically 4 questions that you will have to answer, and one is, what problem have you solved before? You have to write that down. If you've fed people who are hungry, write that down. If you've helped people fix their laptops, write that down. If you've helped businesses grow, write that down. If you've helped people design logos and graphics, write that down. The more, the better, because that will help us as we tend to filter out what works fast and what doesn't. Yeah? 2, you need to write down who needs that solution. Yeah. So the first step required us to at least have the idea or the insight of the problems we've solved in the previous place. Yeah? But now the second one requires us to know and understand as of current who needs those solutions that we've previously offered to other people. Yeah. So basically it validates that what we worked on before is still in demand. Yeah. So write that down. So basically you're trying to target the audience of people that needs maybe the services you previously solved. Okay. And then 3, you need to write down the answers to this. How could you offer it again? Yeah. So you consider how to package your solution in a repeatable way. It could be per month, it could be daily, It could be on a subscription basis, like yearly. Yeah. So the examples I can point out here, it could be like food subscription kind of businesses. Yeah. They can choose to charge per breakfast, per lunch, or per a full course, that breakfast, lunch, and supper or dinner. Yeah? So choose the most convenient package that you would opt for in order for you to deliver the solution to your clients. Okay. Lastly, how would you get paid over it? Would you be paid in cash? Would you be paid in referrals? Would you be paid in time? Would you be paid in monetary means also? Yeah. So you need to determine a fair price for the value that you tend to provide. It could be cash, it could be crypto, it could be in time, it could be in referrals. Yeah. So find what works for you based on your own experience. And that is it. In the comment section, again, drop your answers. And for the lucky few, I'll try and see what sort of business potential you can come up with. That one I promise. Just let me know in the comments. Okay. So now, the key takeaways that I want you to take from this video, yeah, if there is only one you need to take, is that a business is not a building. It is a simple exchange. So solve one real problem for someone. That is one, and it's very important. Two, offer your solution as clear as it can get to be to that person. And then three, get paid for the solution that you've offered. And then lastly, repeat, scale, and improve. When you get to do all those four, you are good to go. You have yourself a successful, working, justified business model.